Good evening and welcome to the Limerick Board of Select Persons meeting for August 12th, 2024. Please join us for the flag salute.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes from the July 29th meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion? All in favor? Is there a motion to accept the warrants?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Maybe not on the warrant, but we should, I don't know if now's a good time, but we've had a couple of things come up that are going to be costly that we didn't budget for. One is the water main break out front. That's going to be, I don't even know. I want to thank Steve Richardson for jumping right on it and getting in and getting it done. The water district, Tony and Aaron helped out. Their responsibility was only to the valve, but they helped out all the way in and through the building. And then Mike Hogan did the connections in the building. It is a brand new, now a new valve and a new line all the way to the building. So if we do decide to pave this parking lot at some point, we don't have to worry about it. We shouldn't be having to worry about digging it up, but it's a big expense that's going to come up. It looks like right now we have in the buildings and grounds budget enough. If we cut back on some spots, we got to be really careful about buildings and grounds expense between now and the end of the year.
Right.
And the second thing was we got an IRS notice that in 2022, we haven't determined why, but our W-2s got filed late. They got filed in April instead of January. Apparently they were filed electronically, but the IRS is fining us $10,300 for filing the W-2s late. Clearly Julie wasn't here when that happened, but she's looking into it and is going to ask the town auditor to check into it and see if the town auditor has any, call the IRS and see if they have any pull to try to get it waived or dropped or lessened or something, but as of now, it's going to be a $10,000.
Yeah, that's penalty and interest. And late filing fees.
I think it was just, at this point, just penalty because they just gave it to us. I don't think they've even started adding interest yet.
Yeah.
Because they just notified us now. So if we don't pay it, I'm sure they'll decide to add penalties and interest. So it is just at this point a penalty, but if the auditor can't get anywhere, it's probably worth a few dollars to give to the town attorney to see if they can talk to the IRS and see if there's anything that can be done. And we've got to get Julie to pull the old records and see if in fact that was the case.
Yeah, if it was filed electronically, we might have some dates that
There might be something
don't
on it.
coincide with theirs.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Can I ask, have you ever had an IRS notice before? Have you done anything similar to this in the past?
I've never seen,
Not
this is the
to
first
my
time
knowledge.
like this that we've ever seen one.
Should be able to get it waived if you just talk nicely to the IRS and explain it's the first time.
We're going to pull out all the punches to try. So,
Okay, that said,
it's,
all in favor? Okay, would someone read the announcements, please?
Yes. The Historical Society will be hosting a program called Fires and the Limerick Fire Department on Thursday, August 15th at 7 p.m. This will be held at the new Limerick Fire Station, and light refreshments will be served. All are invited to attend. The Budget Committee will meet on Thursday, August 15th at 7 p.m. for a workshop. All department heads are encouraged to attend. The Planning Board will meet on Wednesday, August 21st at 7 p.m. The Select Board will meet on Monday, August 26th at 7 p.m. Reminder that the Select Board is meeting every other week until Labor Day. The Appeals Board has 2 vacant seats to fill. Please reach out to the Select Board admin if interested at 793-4475. As a reminder, if you're speaking at any meeting, please go to the microphone so everyone will be able to hear. As part of the hearing a citizen policy, no personal attacks on any individual or firm, including town employees, town officials, or members of the public, will be tolerated during any meetings. Please direct concerns about individual employees or town officials to the chairman of the Board of Select Persons outside the public hearing. Please stay current with town information by visiting www.limerickme.org. And just as an FYI, the state of Maine CDC has informed us that there was a raccoon in the town with rabies. And that was all the information we got. We didn't get a location or anything. There is a copy of the letter that we got that is out on the table in the hallway. And if you have any questions, they have a phone number, but I'll read it. It's 1-800-821-5821. Once again, they were notifying us of a case of an animal rabies in a raccoon recently found in the town. But the raccoon has been taken care of, whatever that might entail. And that is all.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Your department reports. I saw Ray here earlier, but he seems to have not be here at the point. So are Dana and Ann Batchelder here? Speaking for Minuteman. Maintenance man, sorry.
Well, I'm Dana, this is my wife Ann, with Mr. Maintenance Man and wife. We cut the grass. We've recently had a little rash of dog poo, well, actually since we've been started, but last week we spoke to a fellow that his dog had 2 tails for a short while. She saw it, and I asked him to pick it up, and
handed him a bag.
And he got really, really angry. And we don't have to get into all the details of that, but it was pretty ugly.
Yeah.
But now there's the fields look like they have chicken pox because I painted all the rocks that were thrown onto the fields with paint. There's probably 40 rocks about that big now in the fields. And I strongly suspect it's the same fella because he walks his dog also in Cornish and we mow there. And I didn't think of it. Yesterday I was cutting their fields and their fields are full of rocks as well. So I don't think this criminal is very bright. If I was to check somebody out, it would be this guy. But it's vandalism. And what can we do? I mean, you got cameras and things down there maybe? No.
So are they randomly thrown around
They're all
one
over.
spot? Or?
All around, thrown about as far as a man can throw a rock.
You don't think it's kids?
No, the kids do it. They usually drag the nets out and they'll put rocks in the corners, and they never take care of their toys. That's that, and over around the playground, the kids will roll rocks out, and that's kind of normal. But this is...
No, someone's deliberately...
It has to be.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
All of a sudden.
Right.
It's like, since the last time we...
I think you spoke to the constable today.
Yeah, I did.
He says he believes that's vandalism.
Yeah.
I don't know who the constable is. I don't know if he's here or she. I don't know who that person is. But we have other things that, related to some maintenance things, plow damage that still exists, and the big cemetery that we take care of, the great big ash tree, it's about 4 feet through the butt of it. It's dying, and that's going to start falling apart. It's the emerald ash borer, I believe, is eating that. It'll look like these along your driveway here. And when that thing starts to come down, it's going to smash stones and fences and everything in that cemetery. It's going to be pretty sad. So I don't do tree work. I'm not even going to recommend anybody, but that's a many $1,000 tree. I heard you guys talk about money in grounds maintenance, that sort of thing. That's going to be expensive. because it's gonna require a very large crane, and there's no place to get a crane in close, so it's gonna be bad. And it's gonna be common for most all of your cemeteries and other properties, and ash trees and pine trees are dying like crazy. Other than that, things are pretty good. I hope you guys are happy with our work. We've been trying to keep up with the mowing, try to keep that ball fields, actually the nicest grass that I take care of, really. You guys do a good job with, I don't know, have they been fertilizing it this year?
I think they did it once.
Right, I usually you see that they make tire tracks different than mine, but the irrigation's broken in one spot, I think. It's bubbling up out of the ground, it's kind of sinkhole. I made mention of that.
I know they just got the pump had been broken for a while, they just got that fixed, so.
Right, yeah, but it's, so,
Yeah.
I just noticed a spot that I've seen enough broken irrigation to recognize that it's something going on there. It's a big sinkhole about that big.
That where it broke this spring?
I know they usually,
It's right by
Fix it.
the first ball field on the left. As you go in, it's their scoreboard, probably 20, 30 feet in from that. You can't really miss it. It's about that big and sunk in about that big. All the sand is washed right up out.
can you call the sprinkler guy, Alicia?
I think I already sent it to Greg. I think I let.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been taken care of. We did
Right.
mention it via email or phone message.
Yeah.
I just happened to be here, and it could very well be fixed, but I didn't see that they dug anything up today.
I'll follow up, yes.
Other than that, we don't really have much for our department report. Other than the transfer station.
We feel really bad
I-
because,
I could spend like all day picking up trash, but when I mow, all the trash gets smaller. It's all in, it's pretty trash loaded, all the stuff.
Hopefully that issue will go away soon with the compactor. Right now, there's issues with the birds going in there and picking stuff
Yeah,
out.
we get there and the crows and the
Yeah,
vultures, they're in there yelling at us.
and so hopefully I don't know a timeline, but I know it's going in sooner rather than later. Yeah,
I just feel bad.
And that'll take care of the
We just
household
mowed the other
trash.
day and it's like, I just can't pick up all that trash.
yeah.
So, that's all. Any questions?
Every time you mow, you weed whack, right? You trim
At the ball fields?
everywhere.
Yes, she's the
Yeah.
weed whacker pro.
I know there was a couple people questioned around the bandstand a month or so ago that they thought it got mowed and not trimmed, but
Oh, well,
Assuming-
you're right about that,
Yeah.
because there's plow damage near the front. I saw that somebody else had been in there and weed whacked. It's like this big piles of gravel and stuff. So, yeah, there was been a spot, I don't know, not as big as one of your tables here, that has been neglected because it's
we
plow
can't, we
damage.
can't mow gravel.
Right. So that was part of the plow damage. I'm sure that's what they were complaining about or concerned about, for sure.
okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, well, we're gonna go.
All right. Enjoy your night.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, moving on to old business, we have the paving bids are here to be open. We have one bid. This is from All States Construction, Inc. And it covers the Range Road, Burnham Road, Park Street, and Locust Hill for a total of $306,823.80. Do we need a motion to discuss this? Motion to accept the bid?
Second.
Okay, discussion. Now, is this the one that includes what we didn't do last year?
We paved last year.
Okay,
The year before, we didn't pave.
year before, okay, right.
Has any money, do we know, been,
I was gonna say, these are all part of the road commissioner's budget, like, they were all put in it
okay.
last year.
Park Street, I believe Dunkin' Donuts is supposed to have.
I was gonna say, yeah,
What was that?
So we didn't yet.
I don't know how much, but.
I think where they pull out, where you pull back out to the, Washington, where you hit Park Street and come back to Washington was, that's what Stan had, it's supposed to be their section.
Yeah, it's like a couple hundred feet.
Yeah.
The whole road's all 700, so figured we might as well do the whole thing.
Okay, well, all in favor? Okay, we'll get this information to the road commissioner and let him know. Okay, on the cemetery mowing for the veterans and the cemetery committee, there's no update at this time. And to review the legal accounts, I saw nothing in the warrants for legal this time, so we'll deal with those as they come up. The town charter update, there's nothing yet, but it'll go on the November ballot. Did anyone go to their last meeting and have any input?
I was out of town, so I could not attend.
The last charter meeting,
Yes.
It was the public hearing.
it was, yeah, the public hearing, I was there.
Okay, well, moving on to the Bricktown Hall repairs and connectivity point proposal. So, does that have to do with moving the equipment that was put in down there here instead of going with, have we got any proposals from,
So I reached out and then sent one back, what the cost would be to move.
okay, and this is just for moving the equipment down there,
Setting
bringing
it
it up
up,
here,
yeah.
okay?
It's definitely a lot more than we need.
Yeah, it looks like a total of almost $15,000. I think we were figuring around 5 in our just ballpark discussion.
And to put all new in was 50, right?
55, yeah.
55?
Yeah, that was if we were gonna put all new equipment in, but this,
I mean, we can keep talking about it, but I mean, we would have to do it in next year's budget anyways.
Table it
We
for now.
can't.
yeah, because especially if we're talking about, some other expenses that are gonna be hitting us, maybe
Well,
we'll.
it would come out of franchise
Gail.
fees.
Remember, there's a capital project for $25,000 on the books.
For,
That-
okay. Let's confirm that with, so is it for, when did it start? Where did it come from? Do you know?
Last November, it was voted to,
It was,
system here.
Here,
I was setting aside money for that, so
yes.
would we be
okay.
able to,
Towards what we thought would be.
When we thought we were gonna do the whole big thing.
Okay, well, I guess I've got the only copy of this, so there are two options, so,
The options are just how you pay, right?
Yeah, I think it's just
That's
about
standard for them.
Has anybody heard any more, I mean, I know that, last Wednesday night, the planning board meeting, I wanted to go but couldn't make it. But I watched it on TV, on YouTube. And it was in this room, and I didn't think I missed any, I mean, it was pretty clear, it was, didn't lose any connection, it was, I mean, was that an anomaly? I mean, I don't know. Since they've gone to this new system, to where you watch them on YouTube, you know, is it better? Is it, you know, watchable? I found it to be the other night.
I haven't had any problem with minutes.
Do you watch it, you go back and watch it on the,
I don't know if we need all the equipment either. I don't know enough about, we need everything that's there. The town here.
Do you want to cable it? Do you want to go out over cable also?
yes,
Okay. And
I think. So if we want to do the cable, then is the cable still poor?
No. No, things are working, so it's all internet-based now.
We have that
But-
main line run, which.
But the only people that can watch it on cable are those that have a Spectrum or a box
Correct,
that gets Channel 5.
correct.
So,
Gail Libby, I've been reviewing the revenues, and the revenues are pretty steady, John. From the franchise fees, they're about normal right now, so people aren't giving up their cable boxes. When you have the live stream, they can see it on any device, they can see it on their telephone, they can see it at home, they can
well,
see it
they could be
anywhere.
giving up their, I still pay for Spectrum, but without,
So do I. yeah.
but without a cable box.
Okay, because you got Spectrum TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watch it through the,
No, we're getting franchise fees.
Yes, I know.
That revenue seems to be steady.
steady. So maybe what we get is based on subscriptions and not
It is,
box rentals.
no,
So, okay,
it's on their
So-
bill.
yeah, so people are still sticking with
Yeah.
Spectrum,
Yeah.
so,
There's a bill in the legislature right now that's going to allow municipalities to charge a fee to people like Netflix, et cetera. And it would be a revenue stream for the town if you so choose, if it passes and you so choose to impose this. Thank you.
well, if we have already set aside the money, and it was 25,000, and this is gonna be 15, and we know that this equipment is old, and we have, by the time we get that equipment up there, up and running and maybe use it, it might be outdated. So we might as well bring it here and use it. At this point, I mean, who knows? I guess we, you know, the insurance company paid to put everything up there. Now we'll just take it and move it down here. If the money's already set aside, I think, might as well upgrade it.
okay, was that a motion?
I make a motion that we authorize Connectivity Point to move all the necessary equipment from the Brick Town Hall to the municipal building.
Second?
Okay, further discussion? All in favor? Okay, good.
We're not moving all the equipment.
He said all
All
that's
the necessary
necessary.
equipment.
Okay, thank
Okay, town-owned property letters, next item on old business. We've had another property that has been paid by the owner, so we're making progress in getting some cash flow for some of this town-owned property that has been foreclosed on. So the new business park sign.
It is in and not been done, and it can be now taken off the agenda.
Okay, great.
Couple sharp-looking signs on there,
Looks
too.
good.
Yep.
And the shelter survey, Katie's not here to give us an update, so we'll deal with that next time. And the squad truck bid review update, that's on hold still. And updating Microsoft Exchange email. We had to research the meeting from last week.
It was a day when the building was closed, so we rescheduled it to Wednesday at 10.
Okay. And purchase and sale agreement for Allaire Drive. We need to sign the paperwork. So I believe that's here for us to sign after the meeting.
Shouldn't be deed, should be a purchase and sales agreement, right, not deeds?
Well, it's a municipal deed,
Word,
non-purchase and sale agreement.
Didn't we already sign the purchase and sale agreement?
we did, you're right.
It's just the deed.
Deed.
Yes,
Okay.
I didn't think they were getting the deed till the end, but I'm wrong. Sorry about that.
Okay, trio training update. There's nothing new on that. And we need to sign the J.P. Carroll approved statement, approved contract. So it's been approved. We'll just have to sign that after the meeting. Discussion of real estate agents for Dog Road parcels and Range E Road lot. So we sent packages to 3 different real estate brokers. And I believe 2 of them have responded with some proposals, so we are required to make these sales through a real estate broker. So where we have two proposals and 2 parcels, I would suggest we give 1 to each of the real estate agents and then see how they deal with it, because we're going to have more of these in the future, and then if we get some good feedback and experience from 1 or both of these, then we can use them in the future.
We have 3 proposals. It looks like a Julie Reynolds, Casey Gray, and Robert Myers.
Check to see what permissions are, but they probably might be all the same, some of them are really right there.
Yes.
You mentioned that you're required to go through real estate. I've never witnessed that before. Why
New law,
is that changed? That's changed?
new state law.
New state law that you now can move property through real estate agents versus an auction.
You have to reach out to, you have to get the opinion, or reach out to at least 3 brokers. If none of them are interested in selling the property, then you can go to auction. So a lot of times, the reason for that is, sometimes there might be like, if there's a house with somebody living in it, very hard for a broker to sell that house because it's usually contentious and they don't want to get involved. So most of the time, what they're expecting is, if the house goes out and it's occupied, you're not gonna find brokers to get involved, so it just goes to auction. Vacant land's a little different.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, thank you.
Did you look these over? Did you see a commission price in these, in his?
I didn't look at it. I think it's all about the
I saw it on the other two.
I'm assuming the approximate market value is what we'd be posting them at?
Well, I think we ought to look at some of this,
Because they varied.
they vary dramatically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and the two on Dog Road, I mean, should go to the same, I don't think it's, you should ought to give those to the same agent. I wouldn't give those to, so these three from Robert Myers don't show what his fee or his commission would be. Casey Gray looks like she's 6%. And the other one, Julie Reynolds, looks like she was 5.5%. Yeah. So if we look at just 12 Rangy Road, one of them is estimating it could be 75 to 85,000. The other one is saying 72 to 78,000, so they're not far off. And the third person is saying it's worth 100,000.
How many acres is that one?
It says it's a 3-acre lot. So, she did note, one of them noted that, that lot on Rangy Road would sell it, noting that it could be split into 2 lots, because it's big enough, apparently. Do we want to do that? Do we want to put in the deed that it can't be split? It must be one house only, kind of like what we do down in Arrowhead.
Yep.
We don't seem to be hurting for houses being built. Do we need to put the option out there for 2 more? Or it could be just one, I don't think gonna gain much on the price.
I mean, some of these are off $100,000.
The bigger pieces are, yeah, they're definitely, for me, I'd like to take a little time to look at these
Yes.
and talk to some people and maybe, it's a lot of material, so,
Yeah, we should
You know,
find out
they got
what,
some comparables and stuff. I'd like to
yeah, we
maybe,
should find out what Myers charges for his fee
and find out what his
percentage also.
percentage is also.
It won't be higher than six.
It won't be higher than, yeah.
Okay, well, let's, we've all got the packages, let's review them and come back next meeting and
Yeah.
discuss them. I know Stan's been involved in this too, so if we have any
Yep.
questions, we can go to him. Okay, discussion of November ballot questions.
We know we have the charter. Are we adding on about secret ballot voting again?
Have we only done,
We add that in November?
for March?
Is that when we add that?
Did we only do it for 1 year in the last vote?
I think so. I think we go year to year.
Would have voted on it in November. So what, we
Thought
can put
we-
it on there to go, indefinitely?
I'm pretty sure it's year to year.
I thought the first year it was 1 year, but did we do it?
It was one, to see if the town will vote by secret ballot on all warrant articles and elected positions for the March 2024 annual election.
Okay,
I think we should put it on there to just change the town votes to secret ballot. I think we've had a better turnout in voting,
Much better.
much better turnout in voting, rather than, just a couple people. It gives the time for the people who work, Monday through Friday, 5 to 5, or 8 to 5, and the polls are open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's just my recommendation.
That's a good question.
Is there something regarding this subject in the new charter that they're proposing to vote on November? So maybe that would take care of it anyway, if it's voted in.
yeah, I guess we could do another 1 year this year and see which way the charter goes.
Yeah,
That's,
that might take care of it.
Okay, there may be some other issues. I think Stan might be working on something as well, so.
Yeah, I have asked him. He's supposed to be on this.
I talked to both Stan and Aaron today from Greenwood. There may be a couple of small changes and a couple of small zoning changes, possibility.
So when is our deadline to have these,
We have to have the warrant to be by September 6th. So
okay?
they're gonna meet on the 26th. We need to
Trying to see the first date on that.
have something.
Can I just have that back real quick? I think we each got a copy today. I was just wondering if I could have this back real quick. I just wanted to look at it.
Okay, well, along those lines, we also need to set a public hearing date. So we'll probably need to wait until our next,
Have that before
our
October.
next meeting, and then we'll have what we want to go in there, and then we'll set the date.
Yeah, we just wanna set it before the 7th of October.
Okay, anything else on that? Well, that completes the old business, so going into new business, we have sign abatements. So we'll do those after the meeting. and sign sidewalk contract. So we'll take care of that after the meeting also. Sign municipal deeds. Well, no, first we have signed contract for Pitney Bowes.
We skipped over the
You skipped over the commitment.
commitment dates.
Oh, okay. Set commitment date and sign papers, okay? Okay. Suggestions for a commitment date?
You have the papers.
Okay, I see this, but I don't see a date on it.
Date for what?
The commitment date,
We'll commit them today.
okay?
So I make a motion that we set a mill rate of $9.50 for the 2024 tax year and commit as of today with taxes due by October 31st, 2024, and set an interest rate of 8.5% per annum for any late payments.
I will second that.
Can we ask some questions before you set the commitment?
Yes, if you go to the microphone, please.
So I understand that you received a letter from Rob Berger, from the LAC as well. We had a meeting, our annual meeting, and there was a lot of discussion about the issue of not receiving good comparisons as to how the valuations were set when we had our meetings with J.E. O'Donnell, and that the valuations seemed high, seemed inconsistent, and I spoke with Rob, and he said he hadn't had a response to the letter that he sent by registered mail to you as well, and I wondered if you would consider allowing everyone to review their valuations prior to this. There's many inconsistencies. If you look at, for example, 12 Hamilton Way, it was sold for $680,000. The valuation is $200,000. There was a home that was actually sold on Silver Lane in July. It was valued at $426,000 on the assessment. It was sold for $380,000, a waterfront home on Arrowhead. There's another home, 89 Silver Lane. It was assessed value is $1,025,000. Bearing in mind there has never been a home sold in Arrowhead for over $725,000. That's the highest price, and it's only once. I would ask that you allow us to review the information prior to setting the commitment.
Can we add something to what she said? When there's a minute? Along the same line.
Yes.
You would have to go to the podium, please.
Yeah, so we wanted to sort of add along the same line that we never saw anyone. We received a letter that everything had happened. No one had talked to us. No one had walked through our place. And then when we called them and said, we didn't see you, they said, well, you denied us access, which
Not true, because we are the only two
Which
people
didn't
that
happen.
live there.
So if you walk by our house from the road, you're gonna have a completely different understanding of what our house's value is if you come inside, because it's an older house. You know, he's retired, I'm close to retirement, and we haven't been able to put a lot of money into it. And we really would like, we called them and asked them, please come, but they wouldn't. I don't know if this has to do with what she's saying, but it seems close enough that it's just not, doesn't seem to be quite right yet.
Did you meet with them at one of their appointments up here at all? Did you set an
wouldn't-
appointment with them and meet with them here?
We tried. They wouldn't set an appointment with us. They said we had to come with some sort of proof. We had to have someone else look at it, which would cost us a bit of money, or have some sort of proof that their evaluation wasn't accurate. And so it just became difficult to know how to go forward. We did come here and meet with someone here who kind of went through what the town could do about it. And she said, wow, this is already in the books for the town, and there's not much we can do. And she said to go to that company. So I spoke with them at length, and said, please work with us on this.
I would add that, we took a look at what our taxes were since we've been here. We've lived here 27 years now in Limerick. And then as the increases went up, 100 here, 150, 200, whatever, and all of a sudden, 1,200 it goes up. That's a little tough
That's a
to
big
take when
jump.
you're retired, and she's gonna be retired in 2 years.
Absolutely.
That's a big jump, yeah.
That's a huge jump.
And I understand that the value of housing is going up. That I
Yeah, we
understand.
know that.
And there are a lot of people coming in building some beautiful new houses. Ours is not. And I kind of wish the people had at least just come and looked at our house. So that's just
Well,
kind of.
they had to have visited the house.
Oh,
I don't see how
They
it's
had-
fair
they
to
had a
think
picture of
they
it.
can value your house without looking at it.
They had a
That's
picture
not
of it.
fair at all.
They had a picture of it from the road. They didn't walk up beyond that.
What's the address?
8 Cedar Circle. They had it, he told me about the picture. He said, oh, I see your house here and your white dog. But they said, and he didn't have the person there who typed this in or who made this report, that they were denied access to our property, which that was not, that would never have happened, and it didn't happen for either one of us, so I don't know. That's just all from us.
Thank you for listening.
Okay.
So you know that from this point, there is a process in place. So when you receive your tax bill, and don't quote me on these numbers, normally, I believe the time to request an abatement and meet with them under normal circumstance, I believe is 60 days. But because it's a revaluation, homeowners have 6 months. So you've got 6 months from the time you get your bill to ask for a revaluation and have them take a new look at it, and they will. And they actually have up into 1 year so there's 18 months ahead of us that there could be changes made. And the idea would be for you to, come look at comparable houses around you. I don't think you need to spend money at this point for an appraisal or anything like that. I think the idea is to get a quality. And I know people may not like the fact that the prices, everything's going up, but the idea is for us to have a quality. So somebody with a similar sized house in a similar condition, you're paying the same taxes. That's the goal.
I understand that.
And,
It doesn't seem like that's happening, though. No. As a matter of fact, it's not happening.
Thank you for that. We'll approach them again about coming back, because maybe they will.
I think that the whole point of this question is, can we do this? Can we review this prior to commitment? Because once you've committed, we have got to pay the tax, and you say it's 18 months, but we are not allowed not to pay our taxes on this higher valuation for that 18 months.
but you gotta understand, everybody in the town has already received, by the time you pay your taxes in October, you've already received 10 months of benefit, of services. We can't put it off. We won't have any money to operate.
We're asking for a week, and we're asking for J.E. O'Donnell to give us the comparisons so that they can prove and make the changes. They did not give us any comparisons. No one received a comparison to their property. And how can you say that a property will sell for $900,000 in an area where we've only had $725 as the top price, and we have milfoil on our lake? There's a 20% reduction in value because of the milfoil. There's 30 lakes in Maine that are all, according to the state of Maine, have a 20% value reduction because of the milfoil. We have to pay if we want the milfoil removed. We're paying for that. So people coming in don't look at those houses the same as they do on a lake that doesn't have milfoil, or on a lake that doesn't have association dues of more than $1,000 a year. And we feel that none of this has been taken into account, and we haven't had the detail that would allow us to agree with our evaluations. So if you could get them, because you're in charge here, you paid their fees of $150,000 for this revaluation. If you could ask them to give us the evidence, then we can say if we agree or not. We don't have that at the moment.
I think we should demand the evidence. I mean, other than that, you're just pulling numbers out of the sky.
I came into that meeting just like I did all the steps. I came into the meeting. I thought I was gonna get comps to identify how they got those numbers. I had 2 comps, they had none. And I have to pay for that. What kind of service is that?
Can I speak?
Speak to the man at the end. He's in charge.
First of all, the commitment date has to be September 1st. Taxes are due by October 31st. We voted on it town meeting, March 2024, that we would commit September 1st and 60 days to taxes. After 60 days, you start charging interest, okay? You can send the bills out now, whenever you want, it don't matter. We have to commit September 1st. And I understand how everybody's upset as far as your valuation of your house is going up. Like John says, your mill rate goes down. So we get X amount of dollars we gotta collect for county, school, and the municipality, which has already been voted on, or whatever.
So if you go down your valuation, your mill rate's gonna go up, because we gotta get X amount of dollars. So again, I think they're trying to get the valuations caught up. But if they stayed the same as it was, like I said, either your valuations go up or your miller's gonna go up, either way. So you can say, okay, we'll knock everybody down, but then the mill rate's gotta go up. Because they still gotta collect X amount of dollars from other
They
taxpayers.
could actually raise both though. You could raise your property tax level and the mill rate could go up as well.
But that's what I'm saying. So either way, you're gonna have to pay that amount of taxes, whether it's through the mill rate.
It's the equality of this.
Well, I understand what you're saying,
There's
how,
houses that are valued, which are under the sales price, and there's houses that are valued way over.
because they took the market
So,
value,
and
is what they did.
happened- Well,
Period.
their estimate of the market
That's
value.
No, I'm just saying, they took, that's what they were going by, what the market was at that time. That doesn't mean that's your true valuation
It says
per
sales
se,
price on the
each
paperwork.
house.
It says sales price on the paperwork.
And many people are having taxes, real estate taxes, that they're going to have to pay that are double.
And it's gonna be either way, like I said, if the mill rate goes up, you're gonna double your taxes too to get,
But not everybody's taxes were doubled. Some went down.
well, I understand what you're saying.
A lot of
I don't know how they
valuations
did the
went down.
evaluation either, I don't say I
Because
totally agree.
it hasn't been done in 10 years. You had such a wide array of, wide variety of new houses that come in, houses that have sold, houses that haven't been valued in 10 years. You know, nobody likes to hear this, but anybody that took really a major increase in their tax bill, you've been getting a deal for years.
Well, my feeling as a taxpayer, a lot of it is the spending also.
Say that again, I didn't quite get that.
A lot of it is the spending.
But anyway, it has to be September 1st.
Spending more.
I thought we had to commit the day that we do it, but that's fine. We can send the tax bills out tomorrow,
Yeah.
but the commitment date's still,
I'm not trying to middle of
yeah,
August.
that's fine. Okay.
But the commitment starts
Date
September
first.
first, you have to go that 60 days, which we already we already told like banks and
Yep.
everything. We commit September
On first.
1st, the due date's on
That's
October
fine.
31st, so.
We just want to get the bills out
I
quicker.
just don't want it to think they can go 60 days from April 15th or something, and then 60,
No,
we can
no.
go to interest until October 15th, because that isn't,
No, the interest is as of November 1st.
Okay.
Second.
I think that, I agree with you that people have been getting a deal in some ways. But I also don't think we should be paying the same kind of taxes they pay, say, in Portland, Maine, or Scarborough. We're getting very close to that in some ways. So there's some discrepancies in what the valuations are. And I think she pointed that out very well.
Okay, well, that said, there is a process in place, and I have Mr. Berger's letter here, and I will be responding basically with the same information we're putting here tonight, but there is a process for, addressing this, after the tax bills go out, and we'll just have to stick with that.
We understand, but it means that people must pay their tax while they appeal it. And it's an onerous process on each individual person. That's why we were hoping that we would be able to ask J.E. O'Donnell to come and give us the revised.
Would you be able to go to the
numbers.
microphone so people at home can hear? Thank you.
It's an onerous process that each individual has to go through to contest their tax, and they have to make the payment of the tax up front. All we were asking was that if J.E. O'Donnell could come and give us their revised numbers based on whatever review they've done, and also provide comps to show us why they think that Arrowhead properties are valued so highly.
And you have that ability to do that after, the process has been the same for decades. If you're unhappy with your tax bill, you pay your bill and you ask for an abatement. We're not gonna change the process that's gone on forever, because quite frankly, and I don't mean to be rude, that a handful of people, because that's all we've had, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody's had phone call, because a handful of people are unhappy with their tax assessment. There's a process in place for that, and it's asking for an abatement. If you didn't like your tax bill last year, you could have, you wouldn't have come in and said, whoa, stop the process. I think I owe more because my tax bill's too low. You pay the bill and you moved on. I mean, it's...
I'm just going to refer you to the State of Maine guidance on the property reevaluations. It said, the firm will review local sales that are considered arm's length transactions and start creating pricing schedules for land and buildings. They should, for transparency, show those to the individual taxpayers. They have not done that. That's all we asked, and they're not doing it. They have not proved. It's up to J.E. O'Donnell to give us information, and they have not done it.
My understanding is they looked at all the sales for a period of time. They looked at all the sales and said, this house is 1,200 square feet, and based on our evaluation, it's a 4.5 in quality, and it's sold for X amount of dollars. And they look at another house and say, and they compile all that together.
Why didn't they show us that?
Why were they not able to give us
Why
that
couldn't I
then?
see that?
I don't have an answer for that, but I mean, it's hundreds and hundreds of houses. I mean, it's not just a handful of houses. I mean, they look at all the sales.
It's $150,000 you paid. Why couldn't I see it come?
Yeah, you know,
Because
you're asking people in many cases to pay twice as much tax that they're paying now. I've been living here for about 27 years, and I've seen the taxes go up, and I haven't had a problem with it. This is significant. This is a significant difference. This is so significant that I don't think I can afford it. I think I may have to sell my home and leave this town. I really don't want to, but I may be forced to. So
did your tax bill double?
Pardon me?
Did your tax bill double?
Well, I haven't got the tax for this year, but with the letter they sent me, the numbers that are on it, it's about twice as much, yeah.
The value?
No.
The value is,
No, the tax,
the actual tax amount
Yes.
is about twice as much as it was last year, is what you said, okay?
And my two neighbours, exactly the same. They are both having to pay double what they did the year before.
Now, it also appears that they're targeting lakefront owners and gouging them more than they are those that don't have waterfront property.
Well, wouldn't you agree that the lakefront property is all selling at a premium? I mean, it's not gouging, I mean, that is setting the value. I mean,
Let me go back to what I just said. Been here a long time. I paid my taxes. I've seen it go up. I've never seen it double, ever. This is a significant difference, okay? This is happening at a time where this woman, I'm assuming, is retiring or is retired. I'm semi-retired. I'm going to be retiring fully very soon. This is not something that I had in my budget for my retirement, and I don't know if I can afford it. It's it's a major deal here, and it's affecting quite a few people on my street.
You'd want to give me your address,
Leisure Maine.
number?
70, well, it's 217.
217?
72 in Lake Arrowhead.
But if you go to Secaucus, North Shore, East Shore, all of that, the basic, if you had an acre worth of land, it was 325. That was the bottom line. And then they went up as you went up in acreage. Okay, so the basic, what you had was 325,000. And the highest they've ever sold for an acre is 105. So you're $200,000 difference. I don't know how they got that.
Well, you can't compare an undeveloped acre to a developed acre, because that's not the way they do it.
Ours is going up almost 40%
Yeah.
in 1 year.
It's a significant.
It's a
So they took all the lakefront properties and gave them 325.
I mean, if they had proven it at all to us or even walked into our house, we would feel slightly better. But having not done that,
And it's, sir, it's not just a handful of people. Believe me, I've heard quite a few people talk about it. They just haven't come here to talk about it.
At the meeting on Saturday in the LAC, there were a considerable number of people who were extremely unhappy. They were even talking about setting up a town and seceding from Limerick. So that tells you that, I mean, people don't say things like that unless they're really unhappy.
They've been talking about that for as long as I've been alive.
Okay, well, I think it's established we do have a process, and we're going to have to go with that.
Well, I'm very unhappy that you're doing this, and I think a lot of other people are as well.
Okay, well, that said, we have a motion and a second as far as,
Can I speak in the microphone real quick?
briefly, please.
It sounds like you gentlemen aren't willing to contact, what's the name of the company that's doing the evaluation? To contact O'Donnell and demand for us, townspeople that rely on you to run our town, to give us some proof on these evaluations, to not just say, here it is, your taxes doubled, there you go. No, we want to see the reason why it's going up. Okay, that's all we're asking for. That's all she's asking for. We need your help to make it happen. We need you to contact them and say that, look, you're going to have to show these people that you're, coming up with these evaluations, how you came about with that evaluation. That's all we're asking. If you can show us what you used, and we can see, the evaluation, how you came about it, so be it. That's all we're asking. Am I correct? Am I correct here? Okay, so we need you guys to do that, okay? We need you to contact them and relay this information to them for us. Can we do that?
You can do that yourself with the abatement process. It's not.
You're not even hearing me, are you? I'm asking you to make a phone call to these guys and say, look, there's a lot of upset people here because you're coming up with these evaluations and you have no proof. People have asked you how you've come up with it, and you're providing nothing. Now, that's just not fair, okay? That's not fair at all.
Well, what I can tell you is, I think I've spoken to Mike O'Donnell probably more than anybody. And I've told him there's some people that are upset. And he said, well, I'm sure when your taxes go up, people get upset. And that happens. And I think, I don't know why, when you look at the market, I just looked up your house quickly. Your house is valued at $634,000 in the new assessment.
Okay.
Your house wouldn't sell for $634,000 in the lake down there?
I have no idea. I'm not in the market to sell my house, okay?
But that's all they can use for criteria. It's all they can use. I mean, in $545,000, the other end of Leisure Lane, in 2022, a small log home sold for $545,000 2 years ago. Well, that's less than $100,000. That's different than your house.
Let's see the comps. Let's see the proof. Yeah, you can talk all day long. You can talk all day long. I would like to see some proof.
And I'm sure if you go through the process, they will give you all the criteria they use to price your house.
Well, I will do that. I'll contact.
We went to the meeting, that's what I thought.
What about that meeting?
What was that meeting for then?
They never gave us not one
They
thing.
don't give you criteria.
It sounds to me like the people here have tried to do that, and they got nowhere with it.
What they said to me is that I should come up with comps, and I should prove it, the opposite to them. And that I should pay for someone to come. They put it on me, on us.
We are a country of elected people. You are elected to represent us.
But we,
You represent.
but we have to represent the other 3,000 or 2,982 people that aren't here.
Sure.
And to do that, everybody's concerned with their taxes. To do that, we have to go through the process, and we have to be able to pay our bills. And if we hold this process up, we already allow people to go 10 months into the year before they have to pay their taxes, and we gotta find a way to pay the bills for 10 months. We can't, as a town, slow up or stop the process. We would have to shut down, it would be disaster. The process has to go the way the process has gone for decades. And the way the process works is, we've hired O'Donnell to be our assessing agent. Once you get your tax bill, you can ask for an abatement. If you don't get anywhere with them, then you can come to this board, then we can take a look at it. And if you don't get a satisfactory answer from us, then you go to the county commissioners. And if you don't get a satisfactory answer from them, I think you go to the Supreme Court, I'm not sure, but I don't know where it goes after the county commissioners.
I understand what you're saying.
That's how the process works.
I understand what you're saying. I understand that the town needs revenue to operate. I get it. I get all of that. And I understand the due process that's been going on for years, and I understand that. Okay. But I got a question for you. And as long as you've been on this board, have you ever seen someone in the town of Limerick's property tax double?
I would probably say no.
Okay, thank you.
'Cause
That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know.
Because we haven't done a full...
Because that is the issue.
Because we haven't done a full valuation since I've been sitting here.
Well,
That's when these things happen.
I've got pages of people who have doubled.
Well, here's what's going to happen. You know, people won't be able to pay this, so they're going to go delinquent. A lot of people are going to lose their homes. Some people are going to sell and move. You know, are you going to get ahead? I don't know. I mean, it's something, and all we're asking for is just proof.
Quality.
That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking. I don't think it's that much.
And I think if you find you don't get that through the process, then you come to us and see what we say.
I will be back.
Okay, well, there's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
We need to change,
The motion
we need to
changes
just
to
reflect that the
September.
commitment date is still September 1st, even though the tax bills will go out in the next couple of days.
Right.
I will second that as amended.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, next item is to sign the contract for Pitney Bowes. We'll do that after the meeting. Okay, and then next item is to sign municipal deeds. We'll do that after the meeting. We have got a lot of signatures going tonight. And sign updated traffic and road safety ordinance. Do that after the, meeting as well, and...
Are we allowed to update an ordinance without putting it to town vote?
Yes, that one we are.
This one we are? Okay.
Okay, and then sign EPA Hollandville paper. I believe that's just my signature needed, so we'll do that afterwards. And discuss the budget coming up.
So Thursday night, the budget committee, I attended last week's budget meeting. this Thursday, they are having a workshop for all department heads. They're really urging them to all come, and board members. This year, they're setting deadline for templates, which is September 3rd. So doesn't leave a lot of time there. Everybody received, I worked Friday in setting out all templates, and I added in last year's budget amounts. You guys have copies of yours. I didn't email them, I gave you copies to have. But they all got that, and they got I did email you guys the 2 things that they're gonna go over on Thursday night. This is like a timeline. They have a very designated timeline to each department head coming on tonight to discuss their budgets. So it will take the strain off of the end of the year rush in getting it, and any mistakes hopefully can be cut out, and the process will hopefully run a little bit smoother.
Okay, well, as many of us can come Thursday night for the budget committee.
Yeah, I think that's a good company to come and at least hear from them. I do need to get to Julie, on some of ours that we have, we'll want, wages and salaries to figure out FICA, on some of our templates. I'll take a more depth look at them too, see if there's other things that we need, but.
Okay, well, next is hearing of citizens, and I think we've been through that.
Are you talking?
Yeah.
Going back to the budget, if they're giving us 3 weeks to do our budget, so that means we've got 3 weeks to put our budget together?
No,
No? Okay.
that's not what I've heard.
The question was asked the other night.
Templates are due September 3rd.
But they explained that in detail. They recognize that especially the select board has numbers that aren't even available.
Well, some of
Later in the process.
Some of them, COLA will have to, COLA doesn't come out until October, but there are a lot of those that we can do before that.
Correct.
That can be. There is a tiny bit of wiggle room. I would not allow us to do what we did last year, by any means. So I relayed the message the best that I got the other night to all department heads. There are definitely a lot that I tracked down last year, last minute, hounded, put it in myself, so don't kill the messenger.
Okay, Gail, did you have something?
Which I'm not against either. I think that I respect it in that sense that they're trying to eliminate, issues and giving people time, and everybody has their date to come and talk, and you don't come and you don't get your template in, then your numbers from last year can be, it is something that should be taken more serious. And some do and some don't, so.
Did we put a requisition in? Did we talk about that?
We have not talked about it, no. Building Advisory Committee got 3 estimates to clean out the Bricktown Hall basement and the old fire station for preparation of work going down the road. These prices don't include the medical equipment, just because we don't know what we're doing with them yet, if the what the Lions Club is doing with them yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but whether they donate it or whatever. We got 2 bids and a quote for kind of doing it ourselves, ranging from $650 for the dumpster ourselves up to $3,062.50 from one of the companies that does it. Gail?
The lowest bid was,
The lowest bid that we got, a formal bid, was $1,000 from All Hall Junk Removal. And then the dumpster to rent, and then we would have to do it ourselves, would be $650.
but it would be it could be 3 dumpsters.
3 dumpsters, that would be, rely on volunteer work to do that. So we're kind of just seeing what kind of the next steps are, what you want us to do. We submitted the 3 bids.
So I'm here to say something else. Your purchasing policy that you signed on July 29th has a gap in it, but it also says that if it's up to $2,500, the department head can go ahead with a reasonable bid. So we think we have a reasonable bid of $1,000. Who's the department head? Is it all of you?
Clean out the municipal building?
No,
The-
for this $1,000 quote.
To the Brick Town Hall.
Clean out the town hall? I guess that comes out under our purview. How much was, you had 600 for just a dumpster,
600 for up to 3 dumpsters.
up to 3 dumpsters?
One dumpster is $650,
Okay.
but they,
If you
the
have
other,
3, it's gonna be 1950,
right,
okay?
and it's volunteer work, or you
Yeah.
hire, you have somebody that you're hiring to do
And
it.
then the bid in the middle was
1,000.
to take everything away and get rid of it.
Remove and dispose of the debris in the basement, discussed and walk through. I did the
Who was
walk.
that?
I did the walkthrough. That was All Hall Junk Removing and Recycling.
And does that take everything out of the basement except for the,
So that was
what would be left there?
we walked through the basement, and there was a pile of questions. Does this go? Does this not? Does this go? Does this not? Fire department stuff. I said, quote it as it stands right now, and if the fire department wants to keep the stuff, they'll take it out, and you can adjust your quote as needed. I said, but quote it how it stands right now, excluding the medical equipment. So from what he saw in the basement, it was $1,000. I did the walkthrough with
You would
him.
remove 75% of what's
Yep.
there.
Everything with the medical equipment.
Everything except that first room when you walk in there, which is the medical.
Terrible. Could you ask him if he moves media equipment?
Yeah.
I work with him at my day job a lot. That's how I know him.
You know anything about
So
I know the company, I should
during
say.
that process, I noted that you have a gap in your policy between 7501 and 14,999. We can do anything we want. Okay? Do you want to fix that? Well,
I like a check.
you have rules in there, and there's a rule there's no rule between that, we can just fix one number and be done with it?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I make a motion we contract with this gentleman for $1,000 to clean that basement out and be done with it.
Okay, all in favor? Let's get it done.
I will abstain because I know him, I know the company personally, so.
Okay. That being said, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Oh, sorry, can I add something?
Go ahead.
I just need you to vote on the Pitney Bowes, because it's a new contract. We have to get a new mail machine. It's not upping the contract by much for the year, but it is a new machine. It's a new contract with them, so I just wanna make sure that that's right. Or correct. That he done.
Was that in here?
Yeah.
Nope. was okay.
Hold on a second.
Okay, how does this compare, this, it's looking for a monthly 75.57 or a quarterly billing of 226.71, so,
Yeah. I don't know how we paid it before, unless I asked Julie to look at it. There was two different ones we could pick from. That was the lower one, and it made complete sense. It was similar to what we have now, but like I said, we need a new machine. It needs to be upgraded, like ours is becoming obsolete. But it's not a whole lot more than, I know when Dottie would check, a whole lot more than what we pay now. It is starting new, so. And that will be one thing on the budget that we'll wanna up.
It's for a new postage meter?
Yeah. Well, it's our contract with them. Because I don't think we upped postage last year. Postage is up. Like I said, the files are crazy expensive to send. It's insane, like it's almost $9 a letter.
So I make a motion, we enter into the updated contract with Pitney Bowes.
Second.
okay, all in favor? Okay, one more thing to sign.
All right, motion and a second. All in favor for adjourning?
Yo. Okay, get your pens out.